right, we've got blog post, a bunch of stuff to go over, some pretty big changes to Danger Room because I think Danger Room was a bad experience for a large percentage of the player base because it wasn't set up correctly. So they've made some iterations where it's going to be significantly better, in my opinion, a lot more fair. We also got 2 promo codes. Now, Summer Gains is the first promo code, and that is for 1,000 antimatter, which we're going to talk about, and then 150 power cores. And then the second code is August Counts, and that is for 2,200 power cores. Now, there's a couple things that bother me about this, but it was addressed directly by Pathfinder, is like if we look at the Twitch drops were normally 20,000 when we had Intel, and then they've been dropped to 10,000 as of this week. Pathfinder said that the total for the Twitch drops and the community codes is going to be the same as last month. They said last month it was 200,000 in total, and then this month it is also going to be 200,000. We are not seeing that. Right now we are seeing 1,000 here. I don't know if they want us to do that counting thing on Discord. I'm not going to do it. I don't get it. I don't know why they would want us to do that. Let's do something else. I'm not counting on Discord. Okay. But they're saying that it should be 200,000. All right. We'll just have to see how it plays out. We've got a little bit of time. But right now, the numbers are lower. It feels like they left a 0 off. It feels like they cut Twitch drops in half. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Also, there was an in-game pop-up, and I think this all looked great, and looks like people got a Nihilus. I'm just curious about this. Their average right here says 6 yellow, 2 red. I know that in one of the Strike Spot videos, the head guy over there, Marvel Strike Force, was saying that they thought the amount of red stars that people got was low and that they wanted to improve that. We'll have to see how that plays out with Blastar because, I didn't have access to this information. That's interesting for sure. So we've got the weekly blog. We're going to go over it. The first thing is that we've got the Battle Pass on Monday. We're going to be in the second week of Broken King. Cosmic Raid will be starting. Now, Cosmic Raid is an event. We've had that before. It is not a raid, but we'll go over the details of that. Fallen Dimension, and this is going to be the one that is going to feature vigilantes for the most part. And then we get the Danger Room on Wednesday, and it's going to have a lot of adjustments that I think are for the good. And then Rachel Summers will be available starting on Thursday. I'm somewhat interested in her because she's going to be able to be placed into the Immortals team in Crucible and should have some sort of an impact. And I also like the idea of now that maybe with the Immortals, we can swap in out some characters and maybe use Cable on another team or something like that. It's kind of interesting to me. And then this right here, ignore this. This is being removed from the blog post. This is in my copy here, but it will not be in the blog post. I do want to give some context to what that is that the Mephisto Diamond price is wrong. So in game, if you want to buy Mephisto Diamonds now, my suggestion is to do that because this was supposed to be the correct price right here. And I believe it's 6,000 for 3 diamonds. And I don't know what the other 2 prices are, but this is the price that is going to be in about 28 days from the 25th. And so the 15th was too early. I believe they were waiting for payouts, for Crucible payouts, where we're going to get the Dark Diamonds and you'll get an opportunity to get Mephisto at that reduced price. However, they will be going to this price at some point in the future. Wait for another blog post. This particular PDF, this is being removed and will not be in the blog post. Broken King, 200 Blaster Shards. Charge into week 2 of the Broken King and continuing Blaster character shards, and check the command center every day for antimatter free claim. Broken King week 2. This is going to start on the 11th. Spin campaign energy. Play Fantastic Force week 4. Play Crucible with Immortal X-Men. So that's kind of tied into the Rachel Summers thing. And play Fallen Dimension again. So that's going to be mostly around the Vigilante team, which I think that was a good team. I really like the Vigilante team. Thunderbolts not so much, but Vigilante felt good, right? Rewards, gold and white rook, meta item, blitz with Rachel Summers, and then there'll be Fantastic Force Diamond Orbs. So the Cosmic Raid, which is an Alliance event, team up with your Alliance to mine Diamond Orbs for the Fantastic Four MCU, and this will start on the 11th, and this will be centered around the Alliance 9 orbs, battle and raids, raid with Thunderbolts, Fantastic Diamond Orb Fragments, and Arbor 20 Orb Fragments. Now, we're going to be able to get the 7th red for Null. No real specifics on how that is going to work other than it's going to be tied to the Command Center. Rachel Summers, we kind of talked about this. This will be out on Thursday. Let's get to the Danger Room, and I will talk about this. The Fantastic Four MCU Danger Room is returning on the 13th, which is Wednesday. Fantastic Four are flexing their power again in this roguelike game mode to rack up high score or come away with fun rewards. We've been monitoring the community's feedback in the last run. Yeah, it was not good. The community was not thrilled with it. In the last run, we'll be making a few updates as well as fixing some errors. The second run of the Fantastic Four Danger Room will last only for 1 week. Now, I do want to say, I polled Twitch chat, which is not a super scientific study. Clearly, people that are hanging on Twitch are pretty engaged. They have time to spend on Danger Room and so on. And it was 58% did not finish and 42% did. There were some problems with it, which they are addressing in the next version of the Danger Room, and it was significantly harder. Also, I do want to say this. I don't think, it's my opinion that Danger Room should not be finishable by 100% of the player base. I just don't think that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know what that number is, but I don't think it's going to ever be 100%. Should it be 90%? Should it be 80%? Should it be 70%? I don't know. I think it should be higher than 42%. I do know that. Let's talk about what they're going to do. Right here. Reducing some of the starting mod costs. And this is right here is kind of a big deal. Increased rental characters' power at later difficulties to accommodate a bug where rentals aren't receiving Stark Tech benefits. Well, Stark Tech maxed out is 25%. So yeah, that is not good. So there was something wrong with the rentals. I feel like that's a big punch in the face for the last time. Rental characters will count towards character-specific mods. Now, this is the one that I was making a big stink about. The big problem with the last run with the Fantastic Four is that there was this very important and very helpful, I wouldn't call it vital, but most certainly the run that I did where I was able to finish difficulty 10 did have this power rebalance. Initially, Franklin Richard was not in the text. Like, it was unknown that Franklin Richards was required for this to show up. And then also many people, did have Franklin Richards. They did have the power rebalance, but Franklin Richards would die off. And then there was no explanation to why this wasn't working. And the reason why it was working is that the text was incorrect. Now, even more of a punch in the face to the free-to-play community is that this mod wouldn't show up if you used a rental Franklin, this was one of the ones that was vital for finishing it. So like if you were free to play and you were renting Franklin, because it felt like the best strategy was Franklin plus somebody else. Most of the people that beat difficulty 10 with some sort of ease and consistency involved Franklin. So people were renting Franklin, but they weren't getting access to this mod. So this addressed that. And I think this is a step in the right direction. Should make the next one easier, more consistent, more fair. And I'm hoping that this number will be much higher. And I'll do this poll again, and hopefully it's 60 or 70% of the people are able to finish the Danger Room. We'll have to see what that number actually is. It's kind of tricky, right? It requires some patience and some RNG for sure. Rental characters will count towards character-specific mods. So I just gave context on that. Added more procedurally generated missions, more diversity of missions, and fewer in-game Thanos and Super Scrolls. Yeah, I saw this. This is a legitimate complaint. Sometimes your run would be going well enough, and then without the right mods, you would just stumble across an in-game Thanos or a Super Scroll, and your run would be over, and that could be very frustrating, especially if you've been running it over and over again, right? Only showing team-specific mod rewards if you have a corresponding character on that run. For example, only show the Fantastic Four mods if you have a Fantastic Four character or friend added to the run, and then Azazel to the list of characters available will be on the run. So that might be interesting to use Azazel inside of an accursed team. So I think that was another strategy a lot of people did with was like Blade, which also had the cursed TAD for this particular run. And that'll be interesting to see if that adds to it. Now, the way that they see Danger Room moving forward is that it's always going to be tied to the latest, greatest team that they just sold us. So whatever, then maybe the next one will have something to do with the Hellfire Club. We will see. But that is the plan. is that whatever team was just offered and has been made available, it's going to be tied around the most recent teams in the game. That is the plan for Danger Room. Then we've got some specifics here tied to Fallen Dimension. As you can see here, it's pretty much wrapped up with Vigilante, Skill, and Global. We've got a quick recap of that on another sheet provided by Big Spartan, which we will go over. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about because this is of high interest. And this is just a reminder. We've had this put out before, but I just wanted to restate this. They did too, so that's why it's in the blog post. If you haven't already, make sure you spend the rest of your Chapter 1 intel. Yeah, Chapter 1 intel is converting into shop credits, and that's not great. Also, yesterday, Franklin was added to not only the Intel store, but the antimatter store. So I've been picking up as many Franklin. Now, the Intel, you need to spend. There's very, very, very few members of the community that are going to be thrilled with the idea of them converting to shop credits. For most players, shop credits does not have a lot of value. Also, retiring, converting more game modes, store currencies on the 13th. Conversions rates are as follow. Alliance credits converted to shop credits. Okay. Ultra credits converted to shop credits at a 1.5 to 1 ratio. And then Battle World credits converted to T3 ISO 8 credits at a 10 to 1 ratio. So there was some concern about this because this is where someone like myself was getting access or pretty good access to Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts are also in the Ultra store. And I've been told that the Ultra Orb or the Ultimus Orb, I don't know, it's called the Ultra Orb, which has, it's kind of like a premium orb. It has like every character in the game. My hope is that, and they've been assured that those will be able to be purchased with shop credits. Right now, converting shop credits into Ultimus Orbs to get like Thunderbolts is really expensive because you have to go through the process of purchasing Blitz credits or raid credits, and the Blitz orbs or raid orbs with shop credits. And then when you buy them, they all get converted into Ultimus food, and then you can open the orbs, and it's not very efficient. Hopefully with this new system, depending on what the cost of the Ultimus orb is for getting the Thunderbolts, let's say, hopefully it's a favorable rate where you don't have to spend tens of millions or some astronomical number to get the Thunderbolts. And I'm hoping that this new system will mean that when a team is added to the Bumps orbs, or the Bumps, which is going to be like basic Ultimus store, a Mega Orb, Premium Orb, Supply Shop, will mean that for players, veteran players often have tens of millions of shop credits. They'll be able to purchase Ultimus Orbs for like 1 million, let's say, like 1 million, which is going to be scarce for new players. I understand that. But for veteran players, we're sitting on tens of millions. And that should mean that like a team like Accursed, I should be relatively easy able to take them to 7 yellow. We'll have to see how that plays out. It's not 100% clear on how that will be. So just like your intel, be sure to spend Alliance credits, Ultra credits, and Battle World credits before the conversion date. And there are the dates on that. Now, I just wanted to go over kind of an abridged version of this that was provided to me by Big Spartan. Twitch drops, 30 minutes, Madeline Pryor, so that's old. 7 red, Madeline Pryor, so that's old. 10K animator, I wish that was 20K. And then 200 L4 training modules, that's great. Fallen Dimensions, we're gonna have 2 bases, 2 difficulties. We got the base and Omega. Requires Vigilante and skill for base, but only Vigilante for Omega, so it's gonna be tied to Vigilante. Hopefully you got your Vigilante up and running. Base nodes 1 through 5 require 5 characters, but node 6 only allows 3. Mega nodes require 5 Vigilante for all nodes. Rewards, Diamond Orbs, Purple ISO Gold, Training Mods, Crimson Gear and Orbs, and bonus Gold in Omega. A Cosmic Raid, which is the event, rewards F4 Diamonds and Armory 20 Orbs, and there's how we're going to do it. Raid with Thunderbolts is going to be the main thing. You can use on the showcase on the boss node Thunderbolts, and you can go in and lose the battle, go in, lose the battle, go in, lose the battle, and it counts. So on the boss node, maybe flush through all of your spotlight raid currency, raid keys or whatever, and maybe not finish it, let your alliance do that also on the boss. So that way you don't have to drop into a lower difficulty or something like that to use your Thunderbolts more. Broken King Week 2, daily objectives, spin campaign energy, winley objectives, Fantastic Fours, Act 4, rewritten oaths, Cosmic Crucible, the Mortal X-Men, Fallen Dimension, premium objectives, Blitz with Rachel Summers at 5+ stars. Well, that's not going to happen. I'm not getting Rachel Summers at 5+ stars. No, thank you. Rewards, Gold, Premium Rewards, F4 Diamonds, Wednesday. Alliance Ultra Battle World credits converting to shop credits, daily rewards for maintaining login streak, spending campaign energy, reward resources, paths to Zazel orbs, and strike price progress. So they're getting rid of some of the severe penalties for not doing the login, which I think is good. And then here are the tweaks to the new Danger Room, or the next version of the Danger Room, which is on Wednesday, which we talked about at length. And then Rachel will be coming out on Thursday. All right, that'll do it for the day. Bye for now.